This is a reading for Valerie, and I'm going to use the Dream Enchantress deck. It's a lovely deck, very colorful, very receptive for relationship questions. Valerie has had a relationship rekindled recently that's from decades prior, and she wants to know if this relationship is going to go anywhere. And this is what we're going to ask the cards to find out if anything is going to come to fruition and if this relationship is true. Okay, the first card, which represents you, Valerie, is the Two of Swords. The card that crosses you is a 16, and the 16 card is the Tower. The card of your past, your foundations, is the Nine of Coins. Your recent past, and this is a reversed card, is the 15, and that's actually the Devil. Your current situation, the things that you're asking about, this is the Queen of Wands, and it's reversed. The near future, this is the Ace of Coins. The card that represents you and your thoughts about yourself, your environment, the things that affect you in life. This is the 11 card, and in this case, it's Strength. This is the card that represents the people who care for you, family, friends, those you love. And this is the 9 card. And the 9 card is the Hermit. Interesting. This card represents your goals, the things that you hope for, the things that you're planning for, your dreams, and how things up to this point have worked for you. This is another reverse card. It is a 7 of Swords. This is your outcome card. If you stay on the path that you're on right now, this is the Queen of Swords, and this will tell how your situation will develop and what will come of it. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay. Right now, the Two of Swords for you, which represents you, is a strong factor of indecision. I kind of got that from your question to begin with, but that just reinforces that that's your major problem, how you are feeling, where you are at right now. It's indecision. The card that covers you, that's your current concern, and it's the Tower. And the Tower is a major arcana card. It represents a life-changing event. And typically, Um, well, in this case, it's like a disruption of things that have been happening to you. Uh, Everything has changed all of a sudden. It's not like this was planned. This is one of those things that just happened to you out of the blue. The Tower is typically a warning card, meaning that the truth is going to surface for you. Sometimes there's going to be a breakdown around you. Things that you have planned on or the way that you thought your life was going has come to a halt and basically did a flip. I would say that has definitely to do with this relationship that's come for you. Um, it's been a short period of time, but it's also very familiar from a long time ago. But you know, time has a way of changing things, and so part of your indecision here, part of why you're feeling the way you are, is because it's not really what it was so long ago. It's new. There's a familiarity, but so much has gone on over that period of time that it's hard for you to accept it for what it is, because you're not actually going back to where you were. You're starting right now. And this is all new and different. It's like having a new person come into your life, because this person, although you have ties from a time ago, is not that same person. They have the same soul. They may still have the same habits, and they still may feel the same around you. But life experiences makes that impossible. It cannot be the same as it was. Your past foundations, which is the Nine of Coins, that represents kind of a suffering, burdens, misery. You bide your time. Patience is not involved in it. It's just the way things have gone. You've had some major ups and downs. And this, in particular, has to do with the world around you, influences that have come into your life, changes that you weren't prepared for. I would say, as a youth, you were probably criticized. I don't know if that would be just your family or those around you, or if you just felt criticized. Sometimes youth has a problem with that, and it works with the development of your mind. So you have been unsatisfied from the time you were quite young, just because you didn't always seem to get the things you were expecting. You know, you'd work for it, take your time and invest effort into it, but it just hasn't really gone the way you had expected. Maybe it's because you didn't do the planning you really needed to do, and maybe that foundation that you got from your family as you were maturing was not strong enough. Maybe you were left on your own somewhat. Your recent past, this is a reverse card, and this is the Devil card. Actually, that's a good sign. It's like a spiritual understanding. Fears that you've had or are really unfounded, um, what you came from and what you got to, you really pulled in strength inside yourself to do the things that you needed to get done. And so there's a measure of pride there, which is, you know, totally worthwhile. If you can't do anything and feel proud about what you've done, then you really haven't accomplished anything to yourself. So I would say your recent past, you've overcome some things that were pretty detrimental to you. I don't see right at the moment exactly what they were. It could have been relationships, but this being a major arcana card, it does show that you overcame the flawed youth that you had. It could be that you had to overcome a family that might have been a little bit dysfunctional, and it could be that you actually moved into a family of your own that was somewhat dysfunctional. I can't tell, but it's something that you have worked on and you have actually overcome to a degree. It doesn't really show me anything about that relationship in its original form, other than it was something that possibly was a breakup that crushed you, but over time you did overcome it. Now, your current situation, which is a reverse card as well, is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is, in reverse, is like quick to take offense. You may have been rejected more than once in the past, and so you're feeling like it would be too easy for you to be rejected again. Bad things that happened before in relationships are what you look for initially. It's kind of unfortunate, but since you came so far, and now what's coming around the bend for you, most recently, this rekindled love, you need to overcome that. It's different than this because you aren't the same person yourself. So we have two souls, you and Jesse, I believe, who've changed dramatically, and that's just from life's experiences. And in this case, the Queen of Wands, which really kind of talks about an unfaithfulness. Maybe that was the issue originally that broke the two of you up. I'm not really sure. But that's what's on your mind. That's what's coming to you, is this issue of unfaithfulness, that you feel almost revengeful in a tiny way that maybe you haven't opened up and looked at yourself about. What happened before is past, and that's something that you have to keep in mind now, because like I said, you aren't the same people. So if you're going to overcome this feeling, you have to open up, rethink yourself, know that this person isn't exactly the same person that they were 30 years ago, and neither are you, and so this is a new beginning. If you do that, then your current concerns won't be worth worrying about. Your upcoming near future, which is the Ace of Coins, that's a good sign. That's like the beginning of a material and comfortable gain, which could be more than just your relationship that you're concerned about, but a combining of the two of you, of your resources. So 1 and 1 makes 2, and 2 is more than 1 and 1 on their own. I can't see in this that you have a wealth, but I feel that you're very comfortable now, that you have some gain, you have a maturity, and I feel like you live somewhere where life is good, it's comfortable year-round. I kind of get the feeling of a coast, okay, like you live on the coast or very near the coast. Actually, the picture I see is a place like where my sister lives down in Florida. So you are probably in a situation where you're in a smaller town, a closer community, but you still have access to things that you can do to enjoy. So it is kind of a comfortable place for you. And I think this is good for this new relationship, which it is. It's actually new. For you, too, to get involved and to go out and to do things together, to learn about each other more, because I think maybe that might be part of it, is that you're still hanging on to what was once, which really doesn't matter at this point in time because you're starting fresh from now and you want to move forward. This tells me that that can happen easily. And it looks like for you it's a very positive thing because of your combined efforts. You two could make it very successfully. And you're at that point in your life now where you're looking for towards settling and maybe retirement in the next, I don't know, 10, 15 years maybe, or sooner if possible. I don't see you as a laboring person. I see you as more in control of your life and of your career. I don't see Jess in here because I'm looking at your cards and how he comes into your life. But I'm assuming that he's probably on a close level as you are and that you guys have a similar way of seeing things. Although also I feel like you're opposites. So possibly you are the emotional person and he is receptive. So you want to reach out and hold and love and care and touch. And he's very open to that because it's something very appealing to him, and probably because both of you can relate to back to a time when that worked so well. It's a hope that that'll work so well again. I see that there has been love already expressed between the two of you. So my thoughts on this is that you should go ahead and move forward, especially looking at these cards here. The Strength card, which represents you and how you feel about your life and the things that you do and the things that you love and you care for. Pardon me. You're a nurturing person, but you have an essential need to be cared for, to be taken care of. And I think that's where Jess is going to come in and be that factor in your life that's going to be positive for you, because he's going to be that shoulder that you will lean on, a person that you'll be able to rely on. You'll be good friends. You'll come together. You'll fit. That's what I see. You'll fit. If you have a feeling that there's unfaithfulness in him, it's only because you don't know him well enough yet. Like I've said, and I'll repeat it again and again, he is not the same person. He has a whole half of his life almost of experiences that are very different from what yours are, and he doesn't know your experiences any more than you know his. So the sharing is what will bring you together, is expressing the things that you'd hoped for in your life and that you've accomplished, and what you want to do with that and where you want to go from there. I think it's very, very positive, because your strength and how you feel about yourself is that you can have what you want, you can do what you want, you can say yes and you can say no. And because you're able to do that, this is what you're questioning. You're not at that tipping point yet to where you could make this permanent, and so you're on the fence right now. But you're strong enough that you can make that determination on your own. And the path that I see, it's something I believe that you should probably invest in. This card here, which is the 9, it's an interesting card for you about how people feel about you in relationships that you've had. This is the Hermit, and it speaks to discretion, kind of a withdrawal. Not that you live so much on your own, but that you maybe don't invest in as many close relationships as you could. You're a one-on-one person. You have friends, but you have very few intimate friends, because you have kind of a, how do I want to say that? You have a front. You hold things in. You don't always let them out. So people know you, but they really don't know you. You could express yourself more. I see my little cat has come to join us. Anyway, this card speaks about family and friends who see you, but they don't really know you. They care for you. They spend time with you. You spend time with them, but you haven't entirely opened to more than just a very few people. So it's not being a hermit so much as it's being somewhat introverted. That's not a bad thing. It's just part of your personality. It's who you are. And I think people appreciate that you're a very private person. They know that that's who you are, and so they're not pushy. But they still care for you. You have family that cares for you. You have people that care for you in your life. Your relationships and acquaintances find you a very generous and agreeable person, although somewhat aloof. And there's nothing wrong with that. So moving on, your goal card here is another reversed card, and that's the Seven of Swords. There is some conflict in here. The sword cards, there's conflict, and like originally your card and this card over here in the gold portion of it. The Seven of Swords is in reverse anyway. It means you haven't finished what you started. You need more courage to continue. You need to dig in deep and pull out what it is you need to make those choices. You have plenty of goals right now. You're so very focused on this relationship because it's something you really, really want, and it feels good on the surface. You're just fearful of digging down underneath. So I think your goal really is to find this relationship, put it together, and for the two of you to make something very special out of it, which to me it looks like, from what's gone in the past to what's come up now to the concerns that you've had and the fact that you need to spend more time learning about Jessie, that this goal card is very definitely accomplishable. I think for you it would be beneficial because it looks to me like you two can put it together and really make something of it. So I would definitely say it's a good goal for you. Your outcome card, which is another conflict card, is an upright card though. It's the King of Swords. The King of Swords it's authentic. It's like original ideas. Again, that reiterates to me that everything right now is almost like new. It's original. It's not what you had before. So following along the path that you're on right now, if you just relax, let yourself open to it, feel good about it, let the concerns go away, and just go with the flow. Your outcome card shows that the conflicts can be overcome. You can have some success in this relationship. The love is there. You just need to explore it and really accomplish something with it. So, from what I can see about your cards, pardon my noisy cat, from what I can see about your cards, if you continue on the way you are, you will be successful. So I really hope that this works for you, Valerie. I hope that you do invest the time in Jessie and that you feel confident in yourself and that you can open to him and that maybe you can even bring him into your life as part of who you are and make something very good in the process. So my best wishes to you. Thanks.